Last week we worked on the generate size screen and the result that gets displayed when you generate your size using ClothMaze AI. So this week I want to work on the screens after you generate your size with ClothMe and then it gets displayed. But there was something that came to my mind that I think I initially thought about doing it, but for some reason last week I just didn't focus on it. I wanted to also show more details that you get back from ClothMe's AI. But first of all, let me just show what we've worked so far. The screens we've done so far. Um, I'm just going to share my Figma here and show you what we did last week. So last week we worked on these screens, and then this week I wanted us to work on. So when you after you see your size and you scroll down, there'll be a button after body measurement and other details to come to this screen here, where you can select the product you're interested in. So you'll be able to select, don't mind the images here. You'll be able to select jeans pants, jeans jacket, dress pants, t-shirts, short, pajamas, and the likes. There'll be more, and I'll keep adding more. So this is more like adding filters to customize your store, regardless of whether you're adding a kid or yourself. And then the next screen would be where you can select the brands you want. So you'll notice that there is Zara NYC, which is New York. I'm not a designer, so please don't don't mind my designs here. I just do this so I can have a visual representation of what I want to do. So normally you're supposed to have Zara New York, maybe Zara Los Angeles or LA, Zara Dallas, and then you can have the logo. The idea for doing this is so that when you as a user, you're living in New York and you want to use the app to buy fashion, the app will prioritize showing you Zara product from New York. If you live in LA, it will prioritize showing you Zara product that fits you, that matches your style, your body shape in LA. What that does is it helps to reduce, in my opinion, the delivery time and the cost for delivery. And one thing I notice is each city has its own kind of fashion vibe. So if you live in somewhere like LA, the type of, even if it's Zara and whatever fashion brands that operate in LA, the city has its own way of dressing and its own way. Number one, you have to consider the weather and maybe the culture and the kind of people that live there. So ClothMe is trying to follow that same flow. Why it's create the app and give you the experience as a user, and also help the brand understand their data and know what the consumers in every city what they look for. So that's why you find that you have even Zara Toronto, Zara Vancouver, Zara Seattle, the H&M, and the likes like that. And so if you want, you can follow anyone even out of your city, but just be aware that it might affect delivery times and maybe cost. My goal is to be able to use Uber and some of these same day delivery to do delivery for fashion product. So imagine buying a jeans from a mall that is close to you and you can get it same day because you're buying it locally. So that's the whole concept here. But what I was thinking of doing is adding more details in the size detail screen. The reason for doing that is it would, because it's not just a question of having the consumer size. I think it's also going further, using that as the foundation to go further to customize and give each user a unique experience. So I want to add the informations like body shape, body size, and if you're generating a size for a kid, I want to also be able to give the information to let you know that we understand that it's a kid you're generating this size for. And so we might, from time to time, ask you to update the size. Because what's the point of, if you have a 4-year-old child, they grow fast. And so you want an app that would follow that trend and always alert you that there is a possibility that the size has changed, even for some adults, so that you're not buying the wrong clothes thinking you're buying something that fits you. So the whole idea is we have the sizes, but ClothMe will always follow the progression and estimate and assume that your sizes have changed and alert you. There's so many algorithms and filters that I want ClothMe to do behind the scene that helps the user with an amazing experience, and also goes to help brands. It's not just for users alone, because brands are also users, but a different kind of user. So it's creating that balance between the users who purchase and brands who list product, and also users when they want to list their own product they don't use, because that's possible on the app. They also get that amazing experience. So while I will be working on these screens today, again, don't mind the images. For now, I'll finish that maybe some other time, like during the week. I want to see if I can quickly knock off adding more information from the size that comes back from the AI algorithm. So I'll see if I can do that within the next 1 or 2 hours, and then go over to this screen to do this one. It's going to be a hell of work today, so let's get going. Personally, I don't like to show a lot of coding because it's kind of boring. You read a lot more than you even write code. So I'm not a fan of, like, in this my videos showing the whole coding process. Like, why will you sit down and watching me code for 2 hours? It's boring. It's good that you show the finished product and then maybe a bit of the challenges you go through. So if you don't see much of my coding screen, it's because personally I feel it's boring watching, unless you're learning it as a tutorial, then that's okay. But just watching somebody coding an app and going through all the bugs and all of that, it's boring. I know we use mostly AI these days to code, so I mean, you can show how you use it. Like, the way I'm using this is different from how any other person would use it. Like, I could show that, but it's not the essence of these videos. Maybe someday I'll do a walkthrough of how because I don't, like I said last week, I don't allow any AI tool I'm using. I don't give it a prompt to say, write this screen for me or write this feature. I go as details as where I want it to put the file, if it needs to create a new file, the type of code I want it to write. I'll give it a screen and just focus on one thing at a time, because that way I want to know what the AI is writing for me. And oftentimes I go and look at the code, and maybe change some things, like if it has to do with a UI element, I would most likely change the sizing, change the color. And then there's one thing I always do. That's my number one principle. I always give the AI this instruction: do not write any code until I approve. First, give me a plan, and then I look at the plan. If it's okay, I approve. And even before I accept it, because often, like the Google ID and anti-gravity I'm using, and even Winsoft, I think Winsoft does the same thing. I mean, it's the same guys. So when there are changes, because you're using Git, you have to accept or reject. Before I accept it, if it's a UI, whether it's UI or API, I run the code to ensure that it meets my expectation. If it doesn't, I reject it. So I use it differently from, because I've used it before where the AI just messed my whole code, and I couldn't even know where I was. Luckily enough, because I always push my code, I had to go back to the where I was before before the AI messed up my code. And I like to use two screens, because that way you can, if you're looking at the documentation, you can do it on one screen and code with the other screen, instead of having to always open different windows to do the work. One thing that has really helped me with writing this application is, I would say I've been interested and learning how to code since the early 2000s. So I've used most of the languages you can think of, from C++. I didn't do much of C, but from C++ to the C style languages to Python. I didn't use Ruby, but almost every language that followed that part of the C style design, I've worked with them. So that really helped me do most of these things. The part that they don't know, I just try to learn it quickly. Like in the coming weeks, I'm going to work on the back end. So doing some of these DevOps, CI/CD pipeline, just so that number one, it will help me save costs, and then number two, I can easily manage it. So I'm not as if I'm going to start from the scratch, but I want to be able to know what I'm doing and manage where my data is, especially the database. Because I don't want to have to deal with, I know I might deal with it, but I don't want to have to deal with migration, which you can be just migrating your data because maybe you need more space or you need to scale or you need to run it fast. I don't want to have to deal with that. I want to try and secure myself secure the application such that within the next 1 to 2 years, 3 years. I know some people will say, why are you thinking far into the future? Well, it's my choice. If I can afford it, I'll do it. If I couldn't, then I wouldn't have to bother. I wouldn't bother myself. But it's something that would take me like a week to implement. I've done it before. I just need to maybe redo it again and do it better. So you see that the AI now is giving me the plan that it wants to use to write the application. I will usually just go through it, and if there are any comments, I will leave a comment. I'll ask it to redo something. But I think this is good, so I'm going to still proceed. It's nice. I don't have to be writing all this myself. Yeah. But the concept, the approach, the features of the app, use the app to do all that. Okay, I was able to get it working. Took some time, but we figured it out with the help of AI and a bit of my own experience. So I'm going to share my screen. I think I'm already sharing, but if not, I'm going to share my screen and show you what it looks like. Because for me, I like to show more than tell, because that way you have a vivid image of what I'm trying to explain and show you. So if you when you get to the side screen, you would see details like we saw last week. So by default, the recommended size regular fit is open. It's always open. And then when you scroll down, we've seen all these ones before. And I added this body shape inside. So it's supposed to tell you what your body shape looks like. This image you see, I just got it from the internet, so it's more like a temporary placeholder. But hopefully, I will be able to maybe do some custom image and add it here. So you will see that, and then Cloth Me estimates your body shape. Cloth Me estimate that your body shape is pear. I'm getting this error again. Connection interrupted. For some reason, I don't know why. Let me see how soon I can quickly fix it, and we'll continue from there. When you're trying to use tools that are not professional tools, you always get this sort of issues. Hopefully it works this time around. There we go. Okay, so then you would see this information measurement inside. Like it would say buy current size for immediate wear, size up for items you want to last long. I'm still figuring out more information that I would like to give with regards to this body shape inside. And the reason I'm doing this is already some of the algorithms that Cloth Me use, we consider this, I included this sort of filters to it. So by the time the AI generates your size, it already knows what sort of body shape you have. Most especially for women, I don't think it so much applies to men, but for women mostly, it would understand your body shape and be able to use that to personalize your store experience. Also, you can personalize it yourself, but these are just some of the personalization that we as consumers don't even consider. That, me talking to stylists, fashion designers, I get to hear what they say and what they're trying to say and what they don't even say, and then try to implement all of that. Because the end goal is, fashion is the way we express ourselves. Clothes Me should be able to help you do that, express yourself better. And if I just share a screen here from where I got this image, and so this is something like the thing I always go and read and find more information from. Just 1 second. Okay. Not this screen. Yes, this screen. So if you do a Google search for body types of fashion, you will see something like Hourglass, Pierre, and the likes. And I opened this link here, this one. So, if you notice, they mostly focus on women. And then it tells you there's Hourglass, there's Pear Shape, there's Apple, there's Inverted Triangle, and all of the rest. But if you keep scrolling down, there are more of them, and then it tells you, how to measure yourself. So this is what Clothes Me AI does for you. Considers all this measurement and then takes that into consideration. Also, if you see here, there is waist measurement, hip measurement, and bust. If you look at the app and you go to body measurement, you see things like chest, bust, hips, waist. And then we added a couple of other ones. So this chest bust, I would ensure that if it's a female, it will come as bust, not chest. For male, to come as chest. Again, if I go back to that website, there is this also link that tells you, I don't know what this is, the Kibo body types and their clothing lines. It's just based on some clothing lines and your body types, and it does all of this explanation. I'm showing all this because I do a lot of this research just to ensure that at the minimum, I'm considering what it's already being done in the industry, to use that to create the experience in Clothes Me. So that when you're using the app, it feels natural. It doesn't give you too much to do. It just does a lot of them behind the scenes for you. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to work on the other screens I showed you earlier on, which are these screens here. So the select product type and select brand. This video might be getting too long. However, if it's not, I will finish it today, and hopefully we can I can show you what that screen would look like. So naturally, when you click on this button, the next add product preferences, it's supposed to bring you to this screen here, and then you can select the product you want. Then this screen, you go to the select brands before you go to your store. Like you see here, there are already like 4 steps when you're looking at the app. At the top of the screen here, 4 steps. So let me work on those screens, and hopefully I'll show you what they look like. For now, I think this is good. I'll just keep updating it and ensure that the information you see, they are of value and having meaning to you as a user.